All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning back into Psych Word. You are now on the couch with Rob Gerard. And on the line right now, we have season 1 winner of America's Got Talent, Bianca Ryan. Bianca, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
We're doing well. Thank you
We
very
are
much.
excited to have you here with us.
Oh, well, thank you for having me.
So, Bianca, I mean, there's so much that we can go into with you real quick. The whole, America's Got Talent thing, obviously that's what, helped catapult you into your career, right?
Yeah, basically, that was the beginning of a very long journey.
And you were so young when it happened. How old were you, 11?
Yes, I was 11.
I mean, there's things that happened to me when I was 11 that I just can't remember. I mean, I'm so young. It was so long ago. I feel like I can't remember it all. Like, how much did you really have any idea of the circus that was going on around you, or were you kind of ignorant to that? And did it help in that regard?
I mean, I was a little bit confused. I remember when I went to the first audition in New York, it was very, very strange for me because when I sat down and they put me on the list, and I looked next to me and there's like a lady there with this foot-long beard growing out of her face, juggling these bowling pins that were on fire, and I was like, what is this? And I turned to my dad and I was like, Dad, I don't know if this is the audition for me. We should probably leave. And then he was like, no, you want to stay. You trust me. I mean, you're going to find out what the prize is. And I was like, all right. And then, I stayed, and thank God I did.
I was going to say, thank God for that one.
Yeah, because at that point, I mean, that was only season 1, so no one really knew what the show was or what it was going to turn into, right?
Yeah, basically everybody was saying it was like the Gong Show and that it was just going to be so weird. But, yeah, it actually ended up being, really revolutionary.
Yeah, definitely. And I really think that America's Got Talent owes a lot of their popularity to you, because here you are, their first season ever, which could have, been a make or break season for them, obviously. And they find this 11-year-old with this voice of an angel.
A phenomenon, really.
Thank you.
And Diana and I actually, before you called, we were, kind of going over everything, and we were watching your audition tape and, and the song that you sang, and...
That's where my question comes in. So you're 11 years old, and you're singing this song. The song was, and I'm telling you I'm not going. Where did that come from? I mean, at 11, I don't think... were you listening to that kind of music? Was that your dad? Where did that come from?
And how many times did you practice that? How many times did you before you actually sang it out there?
I was always really into those really big vocals. I always listened to Celine Dion, Mariah Carey, Aretha Franklin, Christina Aguilera. I was always into that when I was younger. And my dad's a musician; he's a guitar player, so he was always listening to jazz music and a lot of R&B.
Okay.
So I was really always into that kind of style, and I just started taking up those songs and just working on them. And I when I was younger, I used to practice a lot. I mean, I was really dedicated to music and singing. I'd probably practice for a good 2 to 3 hours a day.
So how did it come about? Were you just singing one day in the shower and you just belted out a tune and your dad was like, well, wait a minute, or did you go for lessons and that's how it came about? How did it start?
I was a dancer when I was younger, so I thought I was going to be a dancer for the rest of my life. I had never even experimented with singing.
Okay.
And when I was around 8 is when I just started singing, I got into, Leanne Rhymes.
Okay.
And I started singing, a little bit of country.
All right.
There was a vocal coach at my dance studio that I worked with, just, here and there. And I just started doing that, and then all of a sudden my dad was like, oh, wow, she's really into music, she really wants to be a singer. Here, let me show you some records.
Mm-hmm.
And he was showing me a lot of the music that he listened to, and then I just fell in love with R&B and soul music. And that's basically how I just started, I guess around 8 or 9 years old.
So you would say that a lot of your inspiration comes from that R&B and soul. I saw that you got to meet Yolanda Adams.
Oh, yes, I did. It was incredible. Yeah, she's amazing. I'm really into music where there's a lot of feeling. I mean, bubblegum pop, it's cool and everything, and it's awesome, but, it's not creating a moment or a memory.
So you're going for that Adele kind of moment.
Yeah, I like that. I like when you listen to a song and it can take you back to a time in your life or can really just make you feel something for more than just the 3 minutes that it's on.
Well, you know, I have to say, when we were watching your video here, even Rob said to me before, you know, like, what'd you say? I'm getting shivers or something like that. And that's the feeling that I think people look for when they listen to music. And the fact that you can bring that out by singing a tune like that is just amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Well, and it's got to be kind of difficult, though, because, I mean, I think that was probably most people's reaction. They see this little 11-year-old, you know, and you got this little body, this cute little face, and this amazingly huge voice coming out of you. And now that you've kind of gotten that recognition, now it's kind of like, okay, yeah, we all know she can sing. Now what can she produce?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's kind of, you know, and that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely has been. I mean, I've undergone, like, a lot of actually vocal issues throughout the past couple of years. I know I went back to high school just to try to be normal and kind of, like, got away from all of it for a while. I don't know, I just needed that time for it to settle in and really understand. Just because I was so young, I really just had no idea about all the opportunities that were just, like, right in front of me. And I really just wanted to wait until I could understand it all and just entirely take it all in.
That's
before
great.
Before I move forward, I didn't want to invent. I couldn't invent myself if I had never, you know, lived.
Yeah,
So,
no, it's true.
Right.
I wanted to go to high school, live a life, and have purpose and things to write about, because I'm so passionate about writing music now. Before, when I had the first CD, I was not allowed to write any of the music on my album, which sucks. And basically, I kind of had, like, no freedom with it, so just kind of got away from that all, and now I'm kind of, like, starting over again, which is awesome, because now I have a lot more say, and I can write a CD. So I'm actually going out to LA in about a month for a really long time. I'm going out there for a couple months, just working on a whole new EP, writing and co-writing with some awesome writers out in LA, and producing, so it's going to be awesome. I'm excited for that.
Wow, that sounds great. And I get what you're saying, because if you were to try to, you know, taken off and perform these songs and write these songs at the age of 13 or 14, or just stayed in the studio, not really gone to experience that kind of stuff, it's like, what would you have wrote about? You know, how would you have written about, you know, relationships with boys and peer pressures of growing up if you didn't really experience that? Because, you know,
I feel like that's a really big problem with artists that just kind of, like, especially, like, I guess child artists, like, they start off as young and then they go into it. I think that's why they have such a hard time inventing themselves and reinventing themselves, because they haven't really, you know, just taken the time out to really just experience life and ordinary life and see what it's just truly about.
Yeah, and I think if you just grow up and stay in the spotlight from being such a, you know, young girl growing on into adulthood, you end up moving out to Hollywood and shaving your head like Britney Spears.
But there's a lot of pressure with that. I mean, there's enough pressure just being a kid and you know, having the experiences and growing up and the growing pains. And then you throw on top of it all of this fame and all of that pressure that comes along with it. So I really admire your choice, and I'm sure you had a lot of, I'm sure your father guided you through the process, but you must have had a lot of mentors that helped you with that as well, to say, time out, you know, have fun, grow up, have your experiences. And who would you say was, like, your biggest mentor through all of this?
My biggest mentor?
Or who was your biggest help or inspiration? I mean, you're 11 years old, and here you are, you know, tossed with this title, and you have such amazing talent. I'm sure you were being scouted out by everyone. So who was it? Who was the protector there? Who helped guide you?
I guess just having, like, my family around.
Mm-hmm.
Like a team of people.
Yeah, I was always around my family, and my dad traveled with me, and my best friend, who also traveled with me, she was, like, my stepsister. Always, like, she did, like, my hair and makeup for me. So it was just really nice just having, like, a really kind of close, small circle around me that I could definitely trust. And I know, like, what really helped, too, was, like, I went to regular school and I went to high school. So everybody there just pretty much treated me normally. Or, I mean, high school wasn't my best experience, but, I mean, that was grounding for me, too.
I could imagine, like, I know if I was in high school and I was going to school with Bianca Ryan, that would be very intimidating. I I wouldn't even be able to talk to you. It's like, yeah, I'll talk to the other girl over there because Bianca's a little too intimidating for me.
Literally, I was the girl sitting at a lunch table with absolutely no friends
Aww.
because nobody wanted to come up and talk to me.
And girls are ruthless too in high school, man. Oh, they are, so I can
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah, I was the one sitting alone,
Oh,
thinking that, maybe, hey, I'm not really sure why nobody wants to talk to me.
And
Well,
I thought
listen,
that was pretty cool.
That's
Bianca,
okay.
with that being said, when you come to Connecticut, okay, we're going to find out and we're going to invite you out to lunch and we're going to go and we're going to get hamburgers and chili dogs and we're just going to
yeah.
all sit together, okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay, we're going to get french fries with cheese and chili and all that stuff. New Haven is known for their food, Bianca, so bring your freaking appetite.
Oh, good. I have one.
That's awesome. Now, I know you talked about you're going out to LA pretty soon, which is awesome. You're working on the EP. Now, if you could kind of see the future, what is your 5-year plan?
Oh, 5-year plan. Well, I mean, usually I just live day to day, but I look ahead sometimes. So definitely within like the next year or before the spring of 2015, I definitely want and need to have a CD out.
Want and need. I love it.
Yes.
Yes, because it's just been so long since I put out music. I'm always just kind of like second guessing everything, so I just need to put something out. I mean, so many people are waiting, and I just feel awful because, I just really just haven't put anything out. But I have so many fans that have been so supportive to me throughout like so many years. I mean, I would have ran away, but they've just been so supportive and just continuously there for me every day on social media and everything like that. So I'm excited. I need to have a CD out by the spring of 2015. I definitely want to get on a tour and just tour with my music, and I would love to be able to travel throughout, Europe again, and I did Japan and stuff like that because I did it when I was younger, but, I didn't really get to see much. I was constantly working while I was there. I didn't really understand it because I was so young, so I just feel like it would be really amazing at the age that I am now to be able to do it again and actually understand,
And you'll have an appreciation for it.
Exactly. You'll have so much more of an appreciation for it just because I got to live. I went to high school. I got to see how everybody else lives and just really not take anything for granted. So I'm going to be able to finally, walk around Vienna again and realize, how beautiful this opportunity really is. So I would love to be able to travel the world again because I love traveling and just get to, really reinvent myself throughout the next couple years and I guess remind everybody that, I'm still alive and I guess, just give them all music that they've been waiting for.
That sounds great.
Amazing.
That sounds awesome. Now, I know you have music on iTunes, and I'm sure when the EP comes out, that's going to be available on iTunes. And I know that you're big on the social media. You're on Twitter. You post videos on Vine. So if people want to get a hold of you, if fans follow you and they tweet you, do you respond to them? How are you with that?
Yeah, I try to respond to every single person. So, yeah, I'm on there. I'm on Facebook a lot. I think it's just Facebook/official Bianca Ryan. And then my Twitter is just at Bianca Ryan. And the Instagram is just at official Bianca Ryan. So it's either official Bianca Ryan or Bianca Ryan, basically, for all of them. So that's good. And I know I'm on YouTube, so I post a couple videos. I'm going to try to post a lot more during LA and before I head out, so for the next month. So that's going to be good. That's youtube.com/Bianca Ryan here. So, yeah.
Excellent.
That is great. And your song, by the way, your cover of All of Me is unbelievable. I mean, you made that song your own, and we actually just played that song right before the interview, so the listeners got a chance to hear that.
Oh, wow.
You really made that song your own.
Yeah, believe it or not, I had only heard the song once before I went into the studio and recorded it.
Wow. No way.
I heard it once, and I was like, I have to record that one. My dad called one of his friends that owns a studio here in Philadelphia and basically said, can we record? And he was like, I'm available tonight. We went right over there and just recorded it. So it was pretty insane. And then I haven't uploaded videos in a long time when I had uploaded that one. probably for like a year I hadn't uploaded on my YouTube account. I put it up, and then within like a month it had 250,000 views, and I was like, wow, like that's insane. So now I'm going to start doing that more because I didn't realize that so many people were really just